Earth as a singular planet. In fact, it is anything but. For this is a story not of a universe, but a multiverse, where universes and planets, such as Earth, were replicated and mirrored across a vibrating, infinite plane. Some barely different from the next. Others drastically so.
This is DC On Screen. Every week, Dave and Jason talk about the multiverse of DC properties on film and television. But be warned, if it's been officially released, you can expect they'll spoil it.
Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 463. This is our Arrow mid-season premiere review, Arrow 610, Divided. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hiya.
And, on his face, I don't have a lot to say about this episode. I didn't care for it too much. It was okay. I
enjoyed where they're heading. Like, a lot. I really enjoyed where they're heading.
Where do you think they're heading?
Reconciliation on a level that makes sense. Also, if I can cut to what I think is the major theme of the episode.
Sure.
It's literally titled Divided. And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
We come up with, two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope they take advantage of the fact that, like, if you're Caden, your problem is, like, you have this group of people.
Yeah.
But that's one group of people. Like, if you had two groups of people, and now you were suddenly, like, dividing your fronts as far as strategies, like, I think them splitting up might actually be strategically a better thing. Because that's entirely, like, those are two approaches that might confound him at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
like,
kind of a major takeaway from the episode. Is like, well, let's take advantage of that. Like, you're not going to see both things coming. I'm
officially, like, annoyed with this season. I don't think the newbies are, I'm not feeling them at all, man.
Like, I think they're ready?
Well, it's not that they're not ready. I think they're being dicks. Like, you're all mad because, like, Oliver, like, tracked you for a minute, but, Wild Dog betrayed them, and, like, Dinah was, like, lying about, hanging out with what's-his-face, Vigilante, and, he's clearly tried to, like, murder everybody.
Sure.
And, I saw somebody point this out. Curtis put a GPS tracker on Felicity last season when she was going to hang out with Helix because he didn't trust her.
I forgot about that. That's a good call.
What are you talking about, Curtis? Like, you spied on us. You spied on her.
That's
Shut the hell up.
That's a really good call. I'd forgotten about that. Shit.
Like, all of them suck. Like,
all right, that brings even more merit to the conversation that Oliver tries to have, like, later in the episode when he's like, look, we're past recriminations. This is bigger than us.
Yeah, and they're still like, no, we don't like you. Bunch of whiners.
Well, yes and no. Also, like, you did get spied on, and you're not comfortable trusting this team. And, it's one of the themes of the episode. You can't go into a battle with people that you don't trust implicitly. You just have to know that those people have your back. And if there's anything between, that's a problem. Now, what you're pointing out is also, like, we've done this in Arrow over and over again. Like, complete with them mentioning Bert and Ellie over and over again in this episode. Oh my god, I wanted the Huntress in this episode.
I did
didn't
too.
happen.
I did like Bert and Ellie being like, you ever consider, like, a spotlight in the sky? Like, silhouette of an arrow? Like,
yeah. That was great. It was actually a little painful for me to mention, like, oh, the Huntress so objectively and not, like, bring her back. It hurt me. It hurt me a little bit.
I'm hoping that is a reminder. So when she does show up, like, people aren't like, wait, what? Who? I forgot about her. Like, I'm hoping that's a little foreshadowing.
A little primer.
But
get ready for it? No, I don't think so.
I loved Felicity telling the newbies, you don't get to stay mad at Daddy because he read your diary and you get to just skip out on curfew. That's not the way it works. I loved this. Except, does this mean Felicity calls Oliver Daddy?
No, it ties into the rest of the show where...
Creepy.
It ties into the rest of the show where, like, Curtis says, like, one of you demanded allegiance, and even the camera cuts over to Oliver, who looks like a little subdued by the idea, or humbled even by the idea that, like, yeah, he really did demand your allegiance. I think it's just the idea of an authority figure that we're battling against here.
Yeah, but, Curtis is the last person who should be saying that because when he found out what all was going on, all he wanted to do was allege. Mm-hmm. Like,
no, he wanted to be involved. He didn't want to allege.
he seems pretty allege.
No, he's really on board, but he didn't want to be in a situation where it was like, oh my god, I'm gonna commit 8 hours of my evening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go to sleep every night thinking, oh my god, I'm going to get 3 hours sleep for this cause.
Yeah, well,
and turns out they're just, like, sketching on me the entire time.
Yeah, he just wanted to come in for 3 hours, get his ass kicked, and then go home and cry to his husband.
Well, that's what happened up front.
It takes, 8 hours to actually a day training to get to a point where you don't do that.
Of course.
Like, and yeah, if you're like,
no, he gets to the
in
point
a situation where there are like moles and
he wants to invest and actually be a part of the team, and everyone gets that. Like, that's a very universal thing. He wanted to be a part of a team that, like, being part of a team means you trust each other.
Yeah,
and it's very clear, and that, like, that's part of the theme that they're building right now. Is like, if you're a team, why are you engaging surveillance on certain team members?
Yeah, but, he's done it himself. And also, when you come into an already established group, and the stakes are life and death, and, you do some janky shit, like not following orders, your ass needs to get surveilled. And every one of them has proven that they can't be completely trusted.
I do agree.
I'm not saying the original Team Arrow has been on the up and up the entire time, but you have to you have to understand where they're coming from at least. Like, everybody here has done the wrong thing. Oliver's offering an olive branch, and they're still being a couple of piss ants.
I mean, I actually agree with that, but I also agree with their unwillingness to hop on board. Like, it's a shitty situation you kind of don't want to dive back into. I can see that.
Yeah, I just, what do they think is going to happen, like, not working with them? They're going to be awful. And I'm assuming we'll get that in the coming episodes.
I keep thinking separate fronts. You can take strategies that you can divide your strategy and take it to them in two different fronts. Like, I think this could be a real positive.
I mean, am I remembering this correctly? Didn't Dark Archer, like, completely, like, take them out, like, single-handedly in the crossover? Is that the way that happened? Because that's the way I remember it.
Yes. Pretty precisely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But they've learned.
Whatever. I don't even know why Oliver's offering olive branches. I'm like, let's get rid of these guys. The guy that I took out took all of them out. Mm-hmm. No, we're good here.
I understand.
I need to learn how to train my people better, but
you say that like you had time. They rush the training, and you know it.
Probably.
They rush the
training
on these shows.
But it's been like a year now.
There are even apologies from Thea, who, by the way, welcome back. There are apologies from Thea about, like, I can't get out in the field. I'm a little rusty right now. But it's like you've been rusty for the amount of time that you've trained. Like, you were just suddenly a badass in like 4 months.
Yeah.
You've been in a coma for like 6 months, I think she said.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Just get out there. I think you could probably kick some ass.
Yeah. Thea was one of those I was really annoyed by at the beginning of the show, but now that she's not doing drugs or being a jerk or, trying to kill somebody because she was, brought back from a Lazarus pit, I really like her. Like, she has real agency now.
Yeah. And the stuff between her and Quentin is fantastic.
Yeah, she's kind of just turned into, like, Will Smith's character from the Legend of Bagger Vance. Where she's just kind of floating about giving, like, sage advice. Mm-hmm.
Not the reference I'd have chosen, but okay. I can work with you.
What was the reference you would have chosen, Jason?
I don't know on that one. Jiminy Cricket? That would have been the first one.
Like Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. No, that doesn't work.
No. Don't choose the nihilist who ostensibly chose suicide. No, don't do that one.
All right, so I love Thea and Quentin together. I love the burgeoning father-daughter relationship that they have. I love that she brought in more pictures of Laurel.
That was good.
That's all good stuff.
I actually liked the whole, is that a bottle? Maybe worse. And photos. That was a cool theme.
Oh, yeah.
That was
like,
I liked it. I like that it's her that's going to talk him into, like, maybe we can bring her back. And God, it's impossible to put yourself in that situation. Like, we're in a world where there are multiverses, so it's impossible to put yourself in a situation where you could possibly empathize with a guy that's like, that's my daughter, except over here, that's my daughter that's evil. But oh God, wouldn't you want to try?
Yeah.
Like, you got to empathize with him, right?
Yeah. It's like, she's not that different, I mean, a little more of a temper.
Yeah.
A couple of bad ideas, a couple of bad
whisper
decisions.
at people and break their collarbone. But other than that, she's really similar to the girl I remember.
Right. Black Siren is a murderer. My daughter was an alcoholic. I mean,
An alcoholic
bad things.
who drank 2 glasses of wine and took
some baby aspirin.
a baby aspirin, yeah.
I don't know what those pills were, but damn.
It was a weird portrayal. It was a strange time.
It was so strange. But I don't know. I think Quentin, he's just grown on me so much as a character.
Yeah.
Over the course of the series.
I don't want to take anything away from him.
So is Thea.
A lot of fun.
You remember when we first started this show, we were just always complaining about Quentin being like, oh, my baby girl, oh no.
Yeah.
Everything was a thing. Everything was just like him sobbing about his daughters. He's actually grown. He's actually a real character now. They've actually fleshed him out. And Paul Blackthorne is doing a great job. So
yep.
I enjoy the crap out of that.
Completely agree.
Stupid arm chip is stupid. But fine. Whatever.
Arm chip is just like written into how... It's written into the DNA of the series. That's what we're dealing with.
And you know what? I knew you were going to say DNA of the show. I knew you were going to say something like that. I knew you were going to say DNA of the series or show. I absolutely did. Yeah, I know. That's why I say, but fine. It's fine. Whatever.
I'm here to please.
It's dumb, but, spine chip was stupid. Arm chip is stupid. Whatever.
I kind of like it in a way where it's like so absurdly sci-fi that it's like something they're not even willing to explain. In a way, that's kind of refreshing.
Well, that's a new take. But yeah, I don't know that I agree. But if stupid arm chip means that we don't have to see like close-ups of Diggle, like with his hand shaking and him looking wide-eyed at it as it shakes, I'm good. Let's just do stupid arm chip.
I'm good.
I feel like they wrote themselves into a corner and then just had to find a stupid way out.
It culminated in a cool shot of Oliver just tossing him a gun, and I'm good with that. I'm quite good with that.
Yeah. Now, Rick Story, old man Rick68 over on Twitter says, Arrow was good. I'm not digging the split team, but we'll see where it goes. The three whining about being tracked is getting old. Get over it already, you whiny bitches. Love that the showrunners haven't totally forgotten Huntress. Not as good as last season. Better than season 4. The Arrow fight scene was glorious. I want to know if the stunt double did that entire long shot, or did Stephen Amell jump in and out of the shot. Either way, it was a really well choreographed piece of work. Well, generally, on those types of shots, they will have like parts where the character runs beyond just out of shot, out of frame, and they'll do like a swing by a wall, and that's usually where they cut and bring in the next segment. Because oftentimes they don't even have the room to really like have one of those shots. Like it's usually like on different levels or in different places entirely. But and obviously they have to like bring in stunt doubles to do a lot of stuff. So it did look like a great tracking, long shot, but I haven't like gone back and like really analyzed it, but I'm betting you there's a couple of really obvious cuts if you know how to look for it.
I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities for it to come in and out of frame, but it looked very one-shotty.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it, but
I
don't remember seeing Stephen Amell.
No, it was all the costume.
Yeah, it may have actually just been because it looked very handheld for real.
Oh,
like,
it was literally like someone was
like running with
creeping
him
through like near his left knee the entire time. Like that was their tracking. Was like, okay, I need you to run through this little foxhole as close as you possibly can to his left knee. Also, by the way, when this guy pins this guy on the wall with his right knee, I need you to fall back far enough for that to happen. Like it was a great shot. This was a really fucking fun scene to watch. Mm-hmm. Just like, regardless of how they did it, it was a really cool scene to watch. It
was.
I enjoyed the crap out of it. And I enjoyed the fact that it looked like someone that was almost kind of ducking below him to survive while he took care of everyone involved.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like there was like somebody below him going like, oh, how are we going to get through this, brother? Just follow me. Okay.
That was such a weird usage of brother. How are we going to get through this, brother? Like,
that's like what I heard. I don't know, but it was a really fun scene to watch. I don't know how much of it is staged different ways, but damn good stuff.
Yeah. So for any as I will say usually for any week that Legends of Tomorrow isn't on, Arrow was the weak link here. I think this time, and
I'm not willing to agree with that.
Oh, what do you think was the weakest link?
I actually don't think there were weak links. I think this was all
a
pretty solid start to the rest of the season.
Okay. Well, glad for you. Good job, man. Good job on not being a negative Nelly like myself.
On my making that happen? Oh.
Yeah.
Just my being negative. Okay.
Yeah. Good job on getting yourself into the right headspace to adequately enjoy.
You put so much onus upon me. I just it's more I kind of enjoyed myself this week and I was okay with it.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's okay too. I mean,
I love how degrading you sound about like, oh, it's okay that you like this thing. You poor child.
No, I don't mean it that way.
You innocent bastard.
You naive rube.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's not how I meant it at all. It's don't look too deeply into the fact that I had that terminology right on top of my brain.
Right.
Ready
so
to throw
don't
out
look
there.
at words for meaning. Gotcha.
You doddering fool.
Words don't have meaning. Cool. I understand.
I think that's got to do it for this episode. How do you feel, man?
Let's do it.
All right, so you can find us dconscreen.com. We have every episode there for free. There's no premium service for that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are also no plans, so don't worry. But FOMO, don't miss out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
On the thing that's gonna be there for a
while.
For
one day.
Yeah. Oh, DCOnScreen.com for all those episodes. You can also find the links to all of our other social media stuff through there. But we do tweet. The show tweets at DC on Screen. I tweet at David C. Robertson. And we are on Facebook. You can leave reviews on Facebook if you like, or you can go to iTunes, which would be great. I mean, if you like the show, you want to help us out, be amazing. Yeah, we're going to come back on probably Tuesday with some news and opinions. News that we shall opine over. And that's a real word, right?
Oh, opine. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure. We make up so many words. I just want to make sure.
No, that's literally the only thing we do is that verb.
Well, we report some stuff. I mean, super late, but anyway.
We condense bad reporting down to some reporting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So
Condense it.
until next time. Until next time. Keep some DC on your screen. Our opening narration was from Dan Jurgens' The History of the DC Universe, Part 3 of 10, as featured in DC 52, Week 4. It was performed by me, David C. Robertson. Intro music by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Future Elevators, could be found on Spotify or future-elevators.com. Our introduction was performed by Effie Oppelders of the fantastic podcast Stealing the Remote, which lives on SoundCloud. It can also be found on iTunes and Stitcher. We are proudly in partnership with TV Time, TV show calendar and social media site that lets you keep track of what you're watching, what your friends are watching, and where you all left off. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. Visit maladjusted.tv for more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, an improvised web series, vlogs, parodies, and more.
Are you maladjusted? Well. Shopping for a car?
Yep, Carvana made financing a car as smooth as can be.
Oh, yeah?
I got pre-qualified instantly and had real terms personalized just for me.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
Well, I got to browse thousands of car options on Carvana, all within my budget.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
It does. I actually wanted a car that seemed out of my range, but I was able to add a cosigner and found my dream car.
It doesn't get much...
Oh, it gets smoother. It's getting delivered tomorrow.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today.